Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Chilla.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Things are chill.
Chilling?
Things are good. Things are dope. I'm good.
Are
How are
good.
you? I missed you.
Things are chilling, man.
Yeah.
Things are good.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. I've been good. Every time, I don't know if it's every time, but recently,
Yeah.
very recently, I opened the door and you're like, I missed you. That's like the first thing you said. I was like, I saw you 4 days ago?
I just,
You just want, okay,
I miss you.
You just want
Is there something wrong with
you want
missing
your
you?
feelings to be heard. I understand.
Yeah. I miss you. I appreciate you.
Bottle that shit. Keep that shit inside of you.
This week we're talking about Alita Battle Angel. It's a movie film that came to theaters based off of an anime manga, and James Cameron did some stuff with it. So anyways, more about that later.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be doing some full spoilers. So if you want to see that movie, fucking go watch it and then come back and hear us. If not, just hang out. We're going to talk about it anyway. So
first review. Like we do this so that if you do want to know our opinion without spoilers, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not one of those movies that you would go out to somebody and be like, yo, you gotta see this shit. Mm-hmm. But it's like, yo, you're gonna go see that shit? Like, it's good. It's good. Oh, you looking for a movie? Alita's pretty good.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. So we'll talk about that more later in the show. Trip, what have you been up to, man?
Where do I even start?
At the beginning.
So, I don't remember. How are you? No, I've been up to a lot, man. Over this past week, I played a little bit of Apex, a little bit more of that. It's been a lot of fun. And then I don't remember what I did with my day off. I think nothing. I think I probably did nothing.
Play Anthem?
Well, that happened later when I was working. So thanks for the fucking spoil. Hey, I'm playing Anthem, everyone. Now you guys know. And Juan's over here looking like a fucking goon because he just dropped the big bomb that I was going to drop later on. But he snuck it in there like no big deal.
We can cut it out if you want.
No.
Start over.
I want you to cut it out.
I'll stay in my lane. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I have been playing Anthem. That came out on Friday. I've been playing that a bit with Kyle and Sam. It's been a blast, actually. Yeah. It's like Kingdom Hearts, but with guns.
You keep saying that, and as someone who doesn't know what either of those things are, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Well, Kingdom Hearts is you run around, you smash the X button, and then you do a bunch of jumpies and some dashies, and it's like fun. Mm-hmm. And then later at the end of the game, when you go and you have to clean everything up, you also get to fly around. So you just fly around and jump and dash and slash, and it's fun, whatever. And instead of casting magic, now you're casting guns.
And in Anthem, people don't know this, you can also have Donald and Goofy with you.
You can. It's just a secret at the end of the game. So spoilers again. You fucking drop that big bomb. You're gonna have to call EA and BioWare and be like, "Hey guys, sorry, Juan just ruined it for everyone in the entire world."
But you can only get it if you 100% it on hardcore or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's kind of there's you have to work for it.
Yeah. But no, it's fun. I don't really care too much about the plot. Kyle's trying to get really into it. I'm just really engaged with the gameplay because the game is buggy as fuck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's crashed on us several times. The load screens are over a minute long, so I'll just pop up a video on my phone and be like, all right, I'm going to watch this every 3 minutes really quick.
I'm going to play a quick game of a quick round of Tetris 99 or whatever.
Totally could do that, yeah. So that's been a blast. It's been really fun just hanging out with my boys, flying around, smashing aliens and whatnot. I'm the quick stabby guy, which makes it feel like Kingdom Hearts because you get a triple jump, which feels fucking great. And then you get to do a big old triple dash, which also feels really good. It feels fluid as fuck. And then you start flying afterwards. And it's Kingdom Hearts.
Cool. I'm glad you found your fix for no longer having Kingdom Hearts 3 in your life. So
yeah, so now I just slashy. It's great.
Cool, man.
And then actual things going on in my life. Well, for whatever reason, Sierra decided that it would be really fun to do a Hot Ones challenge type thing where we eat 10 hot wings at increasing Scoville levels of difficulty. And Kyle happens to be a big hot sauce bitch. So he has a shitload of hot sauces. And he was like, yeah, I can make that happen. So we decided to do it. And we streamed it, posted it on our Instagram account for a minute. I still have the video of it, just in case. And it was pretty fun, actually, getting to learn my certain tolerances. I guess I could tolerate more than I thought I could. And then it gets to a certain point where I'm just like, yo, yikes, this is bad boy zone.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's pretty much near the end. The like high
pain part, yeah.
Yeah, like having like a straight up habanero would be like, ooh, this is pretty uncomfortable, but not like I'm dying.
Mm-hmm.
But having anything hotter than a habanero, I think that would absolutely ruin me.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I had to pass on that just because I had other plans, and I'm also very careful of what I eat because shit fucks me up. So I was like, dude, and I had plans to like go play like basketball. So I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. Maybe it's okay, or maybe it stays in my stomach for a couple days and I feel miserable. So I was like, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, man.
But I would like to try the last app someday.
It was fun. Flavor wise, it was pretty good.
Tasted good, huh?
Yeah, it tasted pretty good. It's like a chocolate. What the fuck do they use? Do they use a Carolina Reaper, or is it a
For the hot
ghost
for the
pepper?
dab. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's either Carolina Reaper or the ghost pepper. I can't remember.
It's one of the hot ones.
But they use like a reduction of that, and it's with chocolate, so it has that like little bit of a sweetness to it, but it also has that like rich creaminess that you would expect from the chocolate. But it's a really thick sauce too, so it's mostly just like pepper with some flavors around the pepper. It was intense as fuck. Definitely, I realized something about myself that I didn't know would happen, but as we kept eating more, I couldn't control my volume. I was pretty much just shouting, but like not on purpose. I felt like I was talking normally, but it's kind of like a party voice, you know, where you just get to that point where you're just used to talking loud, but you're not thinking about it anymore. It's just like a part of something that you do because of the environment you're in. But instead of it being so loud that I'm just automatically adjusting my voice to it, it's so hot that I think it's really loud. And I'm like yelling.
Well, yeah, because you can hear the blood rushing in your ears. You're just like, it's really loud in here. I need people to hear me. That's insane.
It was weird.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, what a cool thing to learn about yourself.
Yeah, but I also thought it was going to fuck me up. And I knew that I had a lot of stuff that I had to do at work the next day too. And I'm like, fuck, dude, if this ruins me and then I'm at work and I'm just like, ooh, no, sorry guys, I feel like I'm dying right now. So I'm going to go die really quick. I was really worried about that. So I was fully prepared. I was fully stocked with Pepto-Bismol and still got that on the table just for, you know, whenever you need a little swig of it.
A little shot of Pepto. You're like,
I'm going to go wake up, midnight snack. Ooh.
Yeah, a little Pepto-Bismol. That's interesting. I'm glad that you guys survived. You guys seem to all take it pretty well, like in good stride.
Yeah, I was amazed. And like afterwards, I kept thinking like, how the fuck does Sean Evans of Hot Ones do it every goddamn week?
He must, I mean, obviously, like, it's still hot, you know, for him, but he's must have acquired some sort of tolerance. Like, he
for sure has a tolerance.
He's eaten it so many times. He's got to have been like, his tongue's probably just like, yeah, no, I'm used to this pain.
Yep.
It probably still hurts him, just probably not as much as it would have, like a first timer. So,
yeah, exactly. But I think also what it comes down to is I'm at the point today where I'm like, if somebody wanted to do that again, I would do it again.
Oh, you would, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Something that does worry me about Sean Evans is, I hope his stomach's okay. Like, you know, that eating all that hot stuff can't be good for your stomach, especially.
I don't know if you just saw the recent one with Kim Jong.
No, I have. But he was talking about how, you know, I mean, I know this hot food does, you know, lead to ulcers, like stomach ulcers, which are very painful and very bad. So, homie over here, Sean Evans, is eating hot wings every week, and not that hot wings, like for sure hot wings. So
yeah.
You know, I hope he's okay. So,
well, I mean, he said he went to the doctor and he
he's
said
okay?
everything checked out.
Really?
Yeah, that happened on that episode.
I
And
must have
like,
not heard that part.
Even though I went to the doctor, he said everything is okay.
Oh, okay.
I want you to have me checked out live on
I thought
air.
He was just saying,
or whatever.
I thought he was just saying, like, I got a doctor's appointment recently. I didn't know he meant like my stomach's fine.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's still really scary though.
Yeah, that would be scary as fuck.
So like, yeah, man, I was had a great job. I'd interview people, eat really hot wings, and that lasted for all of like 5 years. And now I'm dying because I have these horrible stomach
Pretty
ulcers.
much, but man, it blows my mind because it was a lot of fun. It was just like, whoa, this is a different kind of pain that I've experienced before. It feels like a sunburn, but for your mouth, but it won't stop ever. And it's a weird thing. Everything's normal, but then there's just pain.
Well, my school friends were kind of disappointed in me that they didn't take the challenge on because because I really like these extra hot Cheetos. They have like they're in a black bag and they have 2 X's or whatever. And I used to eat hot Cheetos all the time, and then now I don't eat them because they don't really taste like anything. I tried these new ones. I think Deanna put me onto them, or Tom or whatever. He said, "Oh yeah, try these," and they really hurt my mouth. They hurt so fucking bad. And then I'd eat them, and my mouth, it's used to them now. So I was like, fuck, like it just doesn't do it for me anymore. And they're like, dude, you gotta do the hot ones with them. Like it'll fucking, you can chase that high. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to, because what if I get into that and I'm just drinking hot sauce all day?
Do you like the feeling of
Yeah, it hurts.
pain?
Yeah, it feels good.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up of you.
But I don't like, okay, well, it's different because Sierra likes eating like really hot, scalding hot food, you know? She likes the way it burns.
No, I don't want that.
I don't do that. But I do like hot food, like hot sauces and stuff that hurt. Like, oh, they taste good. I don't know. You don't agree?
No, I like a little bit of a kick.
Pain is the best kind of flavor.
I like a little bit of a kick in there. I feel like it brings out other flavors. But when that's like the only thing going on, it's not for me. Like having all these hot sauces and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, like 7 of those I could totally understand, totally cool. But those last 3 literally don't make sense other than it being crazy hot, and that's all that you want it to be. And realistically, it was just 2 of them that were stupid hot, and one of them was just like, oh yeah, this is too hot for comfort. Like I wouldn't want this on food, but it's not unbearable.
Well, obviously I'm not a maniac, because when we do go get ramen, I don't get like the hottest flavor, because I'm like, because I know that that's just gonna hurt. I want to enjoy this food or whatever,
right?
And so I get a more reasonable tolerance, like tolerable heat level.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, maybe next time I'll try it. I just know that I didn't do it this time, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. It's also weird because when I was a kid, I hated spicy things.
Oh, yeah.
People loved hot Cheetos. They were eating them up like nonstop. That was the first spicy food that I think kids are introduced to.
Yeah.
At least like white kids.
Yeah. For sure. Makes sense too. But then they put hot sauce and lemon in them to make it even hotter.
Exactly, right? So we didn't get that experience. Like when I was I must have been in 9th grade or something. Went over to my friend's house for the night, and in the morning we had breakfast burritos with Tabasco, and Tabasco fucked me the fuck up.
Dude, I had Tabasco for the first time at a diner. We went to, it was 7th grade. We were invited to, I wasn't invited. It was a field trip to, what's it called?
You're like, I wasn't invited, but I was there.
No, I really wasn't invited, because I wasn't in the history class that was going, but I asked Mr. Duncan, like, hey, can I go? And he goes, yeah, sure. It was a like over weekend kind
of. You went to Ashland?
Ashland, Oregon, yeah, for the drama thing or whatever.
It's the Shakespeare Festival.
thing, yeah. Dude, honestly, I wasn't in that class.
Yeah, well, because you had to be in an honors class for it, but he also let the other kids go too if they wanted to go.
For sure. So,
but it was like hey, you guys kind of have to go if you're in honors. It was a weird thing. Yeah.
So I was able to go to that for 7th grade, I think, and I was going with like a couple buddies, and it was 2 buddies and then one of the buddies' dad, and we stayed all in the same hotel room. And he drove us there and back. On the way back, we stopped at like a diner, and I'd never been to like a diner before then, because
okay. I guess, sure, yeah.
I don't know what it is. I feel like I didn't experience a lot of things until
I don't want to go to a diner.
Well, I didn't experience a lot of things until I was older, especially because it's just like, because I'm Mexican, I didn't experience things that white people would have experienced. Like, yeah, we're gonna go to a fucking Morning Thunder Cafe or whatever, like that just never happened. Anyways, so I was there and I was like, I was like, I wonder, like I ordered eggs and sausage and maybe pancakes or whatever, and there's just bottles of Tabasco sauce. There's like a green one and a red one, and the guy's like, I was like, oh, you want some hot sauce? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, what you got? And I was used to like the hot sauce I grew up with, which is like Tapatio, Guacamaya, like Cholula, stuff like that. And like, yeah, this fucking Tabasco. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, and they're like, it's hot sauce. I go, okay. So like, I put some on my food or whatever. It was like, it wasn't spicy. It just tasted fucking gross. It's like, it just tastes like vinegar. Like, why would people eat this? Like, and they're just like drinking this shit. Like, this is amazing. Like, they were ordering more bottles of it. I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah,
that was my first experience with Tabasco, and I've been like, yeah, not a fan of it. Like, I've had it later, and I was like, I don't get it.
It upset me because I was like, it's too spicy and it tastes bad.
It does taste bad, right?
Fuck yeah, no, I'll never have Tabasco.
It for sure tastes bad. Yeah,
I like spicy shit.
Yeah,
but fucking Anyways,
that was your first experience with hot sauce.
That was my first experience. Well, because talk about hot sauce doesn't really count.
Oh no, that's not. Yeah.
So, anyways, that was my first experience with like a hot sauce, like anything spicy.
Yeah.
And then like later in my life, it's just like, oh, so that's what peppers are. Okay, okay. Jalapeno's doing its thing. I'm getting you. I feel you,
Well, my dad always, made his own salsa growing up, and we would never try any of it because it looked too hot,
Yeah, yeah.
But then there was like, I think like maybe he was 5th grade or 6th grade. He would eat like peppers like raw, like not the pickled ones, just like dry ones. And it's like,
sure.
And I was like, oh, dude, I remember being like younger, like, oh, I can't wait till I get older. And I'm just like also doing that. Like, that's so fucking badass, And my dad's like, hey, do you want a bite? And I go, I'm like, can I? And my mom goes, Juan, don't do it. And then my dad's like, Natividad, let the boy eat that pepper if he wants to. And I was like, Calayo, don't do it. Don't do this. And she's like, no, let him do it. And so he's like, and mom's like, take a little bite. And dad's like, take a big bite. And so I took the biggest bite I possibly could have taken. And my shit was on fire. I started yelling and crying, and then my dad just like like laughing his ass off, and my mom's like super worried. She's like, why would you let him do that? You know, and my dad's like, look how funny it is. He's drooling and just crying, and like I think they put my mouth. They like they gave me milk, didn't work, and they put a bunch of sugar in my mouth. That helped a lot, and I was just like so upset because I couldn't eat my meal after that. And my dad's just like, yeah, that's pretty funny, huh? So it's like, it's not, what a dick. Yeah, but
crazy guy, and then just eating raw peppers. Oh yeah,
he would just go outside, like pick it off like what little chili plant. I think they're like serranos or jalapenos or some shit. But he would just raw and just bite into it and eat his meal or whatever. And then my mom always just figured that me and my brother. I think my brother's not really into it, but I wouldn't like hot food growing up because she's like, you guys wouldn't. But now I really like hot sauce. Like I'll eat my dad's hot sauce. I'll like bite a raw jalapeno if I have to. You know, like if there are different peppers. Mom, every time she sees it, she goes, oh my God. You guys, like, I never expect this to be you guys. Like if we became like drug dealers or some shit like that. Or like,
I can't believe this is what you've turned into.
She's like fanning herself. She's like, oh, my sons are monsters. They eat jalapenos raw. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. So maybe next time we'll do the hot ones with you guys. Besides that, what else have you done besides eating hot wings and playing video games?
Man, I honestly hardly remember this week. It's just been like a lot of nothing for me.
You obviously haven't put together your coffee thing though, huh?
No, I got a baker's rack and I've been like, on my day off, I was like, I'm going to do this. And then on my day off, I met up with my mom. And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this. My mom time was the most time that I needed for the day.
Yeah, I feel it. Let's see, what have I been up to? So I didn't do the hot ones with you guys. I made curry for Sierra.
Yeah, you did.
It was I was making up for Valentine's Day. I make dinner for her once a year. And it's usually Valentine's Day. It's not that I mean, I could make dinner more often. I'm not saying I'm incompetent or anything, but it's just kind of a nice thing I do because I just don't really cook. And someone asked her, like Sierra, if I can cook, and Sierra said, well, he can follow a recipe, which is exactly what I can do.
Yeah.
Like my family.
Oh yeah, dude, me too. It's great.
My family grew up like having me in the taco truck in the restaurant. So I know my way around the kitchen. I know how to use a knife. I know how to do clean things. I know all those things. I don't know how to cook like just anything. If you give me ingredients, like, here you go, I would make something. It probably wouldn't taste good, you know?
Yeah.
But if you said, hey, here are all the things you need and here's how you do it, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I can do all this stuff.
Yeah, dude. I mean, who doesn't use recipes anyways? Like once you do something, you should be able to kind of remember and kind of get your way around there. But
I guess like chefs, like actual cooks, like don't use recipes because maybe they'll make their own food, you know? Like it's like, oh, that makes
also
sense.
Done enough too. Yeah.
But that makes sense for them, right? As you know, for someone who doesn't cook regularly, I would be like, I can't just get all the stuff for curry and then try to make it. I need to know what order it goes in, what temperatures it goes in. So I follow the recipe. It's pretty easy. I think you can do it again. The only thing I think I'd do different this time is you have to get these like curry, like they're like
little packs.
These big old packs that like dissolve and then make it into like essentially that gravy stuff. I got the medium hot because people are like, yeah, it's got a little kick to it. It's got a kick to it and it tastes good. It's like, okay, cool. Because like I said,
yeah.
And then I had it and I was like, it was fine. I should have gone with the hot. It would have probably tasted better. Just because there was no kick.
You just make it from scratch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do too much work.
I mean, it is a lot of work, but you could get like, the right flavor profile as you're tasting it along the way. But you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to throw some peppers in there. Ooh, it needs like an extra little bit of mushrooms or whatever the fuck.
For sure. So I know how to make it. It's not that bad. She enjoyed it, I think. I enjoyed it. I ate all of it. It was
pretty good.
Good for her. Good for her, even though she obviously hated it. She was laughing at me the whole time. What else? Played basketball this week. I did pretty good. They played 4 games. I played 3 because I had to sit out because we're short a man. And I won all my games, which is great. But then I got home and I started feeling like really bad because like I didn't eat beforehand. And then during the second game, I started like seeing like a spot in my eye, like a big old bright spot. And I was like,
You've been drinking water?
I was drinking a shit ton of water. And I was just like, I wonder. And I'm like, that's probably not good, And then by the third game, the splotch was gone. I was just like, oh, that's really bad. The game stops. I was like, oh, cool. I sat down for a bit and I started getting like dizzy and then my head started hurting and my eyeball started bulging. I was like, this is bad. I got home and I had made like a plan. I was like, I'm going to get my Advil for my head, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to get my canteen, fill it up again. I'm going to go to the fridge and get like a packet of like turkey luncheon meat, so I can like eat something, but not like too much, just to have something in my stomach. And then I'm going to pass out for like an hour or whatever. That was my plan.
Okay.
So I go to the kitchen, I get my Advil, I fill up my canteen, I get the luncheon meat, and I have it like all in my hands, and I'm walking to my room. And then right before I get to my room, I like stop and I'm like, oh my God, I drop everything, go to the bathroom, I throw up.
Jesus Christ.
I threw up like, I think it was like 3 times, and it was just like, it was all like water. There's nothing in my stomach, but I felt a lot better afterwards. Like, oh cool, thank God, that's out of me. Then I took my Advil, drank my water, ate my luncheon meat, and fell asleep for an hour. All my plans came to fruition.
God, you're a monster.
Yeah, and then I woke up an hour later and I felt a lot better.
Good. Amazing.
Next week I will be doing the same thing, except I will be eating breakfast before I play basketball.
That's a really good call. Yeah, for sure. I suggest like a protein shake or something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just sometimes I forget.
Yeah, I get it. You forget to eat.
The thing is like I also had a really big, like, in quotations, dinner. I was like, oh, I got plenty of energy for like, I had a lot of food. And I was like, my stomach wasn't like, I didn't wake up growling, so I was like, oh, I don't eat anything. But then after like doing all that stuff, it's like, yeah, my stomach wants something, and my body for sure is upset with me right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm super sore. I hadn't played in forever, so like everything kind of hurts and I'm all stiff. I had work on Sunday, and my dad called me. Like I'm laying in bed, and my work starts at 10. I'm always 30 minutes late anyways, but work starts at 10. He calls me at 9. He goes like, hey man,
what the fuck? Come on.
He goes, hey, I know. And he goes, hey man, you work today, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, you gonna be there? I go, yeah. Okay, hang up, and like just lay in bed for another 20 minutes. And then like he gives me a text like, hey man, you going to work? It's like, yeah, I'll be there. Don't worry about it. And then I passed out again. I woke up at 10 o'clock. I was like, cool, time to get ready for work, because I'm 30 minutes late anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm leaving, and I'm like, I look at my phone, and it's like, cool. It's like 10:20, 10 minutes to get to work. More than enough time, because for the time that I'm supposed to be there, And I get there, my dad just stops me, and he goes, hey, come here. It's like, oh fuck, he wants to talk. And he goes, hey man, are you okay? Are you doing good? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of sore from basketball from yesterday, but I feel like I'm good. He goes like, you're not like hungover or sick? I was like, no, I'm not drinking. I told you I'm not drinking for a while. He goes, are you sure? It's like, yeah. He goes, last night I overheard somebody get dropped off from some car, and I thought it was you. I was like, well, it wasn't. He goes like, well, then who was it? It's like, I don't fucking know who it was. I'm going to be late to work, even more late to work because of you. And then he's like, well, I'm glad you're not hungover. It's like, thank you. I told you I wasn't drinking, so you should just believe me that I'm not drinking. I wasn't drinking, Trip.
Okay. Okay, well, your dad and I have been talking, and
you guys are worried about me, huh?
Yeah, we're just a little bit concerned.
You know who is drinking though, which is pretty funny.
What the fuck? Where's this going?
You know who is drinking? My mom.
Clue. Wow,
Mom. So what's funny is that I realized that whenever my mom drinks, she plays music really loud because she likes to like sing or whatever. And so for the last, I don't know, month and a half, maybe 2, like I've been noticing that's been happening more frequently because she doesn't need all that much to get drunk.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Sunday, like it happened. So it was yesterday or whatever. And I'm leaving, and I go, wow, the music's really fucking loud today. And I go in, and Mom just like sitting on the floor listening to music, and Dad just like on bed, like watching her. And I go, yo, what's going on here? What's with this? And my mom's just like, oh, my son. And she stands up and starts crying. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it's like, calm down. Tell me what's wrong or whatever. And my dad just like laughing. He's like, oh, look at her go. And I'm like, Mom, what's the deal? He goes like, look, Juan, he's like, I'm gonna be really honest with you. He goes like, I've been practicing. And I go, what do you mean you're practicing? He's like, well, you're going to get married soon or whatever. And I'm worried that I'm going to be too emotional at the wedding, and I'm going to embarrass you. So what I've been doing is every, so often I've been taking a few shots of tequila, and I've been getting drunk and just been crying. Okay. Because that way, by the time we get to your wedding, I'll be drinking alcohol, and I'll be good at it, and I'll be able to control myself. And I'm like, that's some sound logic, I guess. Like, I can't fault you on that. And then she's just like, yeah. And then I look over at my dad's laughing. He goes like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I go like, and I was like, Dad, that's horrible. Let mom drink and cry, I guess.
Oh my God.
That's so weird, right? And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, bless her heart. She's so sweet. And I was like, and then my mom was like, you know what? God, you should be practicing with me too. It's like, when you get drunk, you cry a lot too. And my dad's like, no, I don't. I'm like, yes, you do, you fucking liar. You cry all the time when you drink. And he's just like, well, I'm not going to drink. I just won't cry, or I'll be a man about it. I was like, you're going to be such a bitch. She's just going to be all waterworks. Anyways. I have stopped drinking. My parents have now started drinking more.
I think my favorite part about it is that they don't have to drink.
They don't have to. They don't.
No.
They don't have to drink at the wedding.
They don't have to.
They're like,
your mom's like, I am drinking at this fucking wedding, and I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah, and I don't want to make a fool of myself. It's like, well, you could just not drink.
Like really easy solution. Just don't drink. If you think you're gonna be, just don't.
Too much. Yeah. So I thought that was super.
That's hilarious. Holy shit, she's gonna lose it.
I thought it was kind of cute. Like, well, that's nice of her. I mean, good on her for trying to like avoid a future problem.
Cry so hard.
I guess so. Anyways, that's been my last few days. Basketball, curry, dealing with my parents drinking more. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
What about anime? What's up with you? What you been watching?
Anime. Don't even get me started on anime. Honestly, there are two shows that I haven't watched this week: Promised Neverland and The Shield Hero.
I watched both of those actually.
I know they're fucking great, but just didn't fit into my schedule. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But everything else has been a lot of fun. Dororo is just fucking killer. Mm-hmm. Consistently, really, really good. This last episode was a little bit of a change of pace. Thank fucking God, because it's just been like a sad, depressing few episodes, but this last one was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Not so much that the new Mob Psycho 100 had so much goddamn heart in it.
Oh yeah,
insane.
Did you cry?
No.
Good, because you're a man.
Okay,
because you've been practicing.
It had a heart. It didn't make me emotional, but it had heart.
That's good.
Slime is, it's slime. Yeah, they're slime in it. It's all right. Like, okay, cool. Slime. Gotcha.
Yeah.
A little bit of trust issues going on with, people that exist. It was pretty fun, though. Seeing his interaction with somebody else from the real world being like, oh, fuck, like, wait, did you read manga? And he's like, yeah, man, like, I was a huge fucking nerd. All I did was, like, manga and anime.
And not fuck bitches. Yeah,
pretty much, yeah. So he makes like a shitload of the manga that he's read over the years, and this kid that he meets is just so enthralled, like, oh fuck, I have so much manga to read. He's crazy hyped about it. I really liked that. It was like a little touch of, hey, this was the old me, and other people still like the old me, even though I'm just a super insane, powerful monster man.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was into it.
That's cool.
And what the fuck else is airing right now? We got
Endro. You watching that?
Well, yeah, of course. I'm keeping up with Endro. It's a great time. The princess chick went out on adventures with everybody except for the hero because she's like, all right, like, I'm going to get down with the hero, but like, I need to know the hero's friends, all of her party members. And then you find out that she's a huge like hero geek, I guess.
She's like a fangirl.
Yeah, essentially. So, well, like, you already knew that she was obsessed with the hero, but then you find out, oh shit, wait, she remembers specific things about each of the iterations of the hero. She's like, oh yeah, the 837th card person also did this thing.
Okay, so she's a weeb.
Yeah, she's a huge fucking weeb when it comes to heroes.
Okay, cool.
So she's like referencing all these old ass things that the main characters don't know about, and they're like, oh, yep, you know what? Actually, this one iteration did that same thing that you did. So yeah, some of that. But one of my favorite parts in the episode was she was going off with everyone. The elf was like more studious. That's what her whole deal is. And then the mage, I think mage, maybe priest. I don't remember what the fuck she is. Anyways, the blue one, she uses a bunch of like magical spell cards and whatnot. And her day was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to go check all the shops for their new cards, see if there's any rare ones. And then I'm going to get to the actual shop that sells rare cards. And I'm going to see if there's anything that I want. And they get there, and then she meets up with like some like ruffians. They're like, hey, you, me, let's battle now. And then the princess is like, oh, wait, fuck, you're getting in a fight? And she's like, no. We're going to choose like our best cards, and we're going to show each other. And then whoever's card's better wins.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, kind of, but like way more simplified. So they went ahead and did that, and she's like, no, I've lost. And he's like, last time when you beat me, I was really mad. So I went out and I brought my best card today. And she's like, oh, I'll get you next time. But they're like total bros, like huge card nerds. And then the princess is like, so you like this shit like a lot? And she's like, yeah, dude, like it's my favorite thing ever. I've been a card collector for so long, and all these people are card collectors, and it's great. I'm just trying to get all the rare cards, but it takes a while trying to find all of them and save enough for them, and just building my collection. And the princess is like, I'll take all the cards in here. She's like, here, you like them, so here you go.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my God, this is so incredible. This is amazing. And then that guy that she just fought is like, hang on a second. You don't want to take those because once you take them, you're done being a collector because you'll have collected all of the cards.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And you'll never have that drive. You'll never want to get another one because there won't be any more. It'll be done for you. And I'm like, oh man, this got like real nerdy really fast. And so I was like, I don't know. It was just like a fun little time. Mm-hmm. And then all the other things were a blast in the episode. It's going to get super gay. I'm into it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're watching that.
It's good stuff.
The only shows I think I did watch were the Promised Neverland and the Shield Hero.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, so
Promised Neverland, give me the lowdown. What's been going on?
Well, I think they're teaming up with Sister, which was I thought was really surprising actually.
Yeah.
I was really taken aback, like, wow, I did not see that coming.
Which is pretty much how all of this show goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, oh, did not see that one coming.
And I know that I don't know what the name of the people are, but it's the glasses chick and the guy that looks kind of Indian or whatever.
Yeah.
Don and something.
Donna Gilda.
Yeah, they've come to terms and realized that we're fucking living in this really shitty demon world and we're fucking cattle.
And they realized that the last episode, I think, right?
The episode before that, and they're like, okay, cool. Like they were like Don was mad, but he was more mad because like they felt
like, fuck, I'm not trustable.
Yeah.
That's shitty of me.
Yeah.
I need to be better for them.
And then he was also really sad because to realize that all those people that were going to families are actually all dead, and I was like, well, that's fucking justifiable, but then we see Sister, and so in the newest episode she teams up with the team and they're talking about all this stuff, and she's just super fucking psycho-ish. And it's really uncomfortable. And then that episode ends with like I think Sister gets some letter from somewhere, from the higher ups or something.
Sister Crone, she gets a letter from,
and we don't see what the letter says.
It's from Mom's boss.
And it's I mean, I've obviously we had made some like guesses or whatever. I think the guess, like the most reasonable guess, is that she's obviously just getting fired or something or being sent somewhere else. And then Sierra said maybe like she's giving her own like fucking,
she's gonna be her mom.
Her own mom, which is kind of cool. And then we also learn more about the world, how like because I had this question, I was like, is mom, the mom in this show, is like, is she human, is she a demon, and there's like, so I guess it turns out that like people in these farms, specifically girls.
So it was answered in this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some shots of this, of Emma's reaction.
Yeah. So specifically girls, if they're like, capable enough, as opposed to being shipped off, they get that other option of being like, you're going to be sent to be trained to one day be your own mom and like have your own house or whatever in your own farm. And like Emma was fucking pissed. She's like, because she's just like, how could Sister be one of us, like she was one of us, and like she, like Sister, like showed her neck and she has a tattoo, and she showed her chest, she has like this big old scar saying that like she's never left like the fucking farm, and if she does she'll fucking blow up. It's like like really fucking hardcore. So that was really cool. I'm really liking the show. I mean, so they still have the plans to escape in 6 days, but I mean, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen in the next few days before, something like that.
So that shot of Emma being super pissed, where you've mostly seen her like scared and happy and a little bit intense, but now you see like rage.
It was a real switch.
Oh man, seeing the actual shot from the manga, it's like violent rage, not just like hatred, but like violent rage. It's so cool seeing the difference in it and making it like in the manga things are a little bit more dramatic, and in the show they try to make it feel like
they tone it down, essentially.
Essentially, they're toning it down because everyone's in front of each other.
Yeah.
While in the manga, some of those things are more internalized, even though it's showing those extreme reactions. We don't know exactly how they reacted because it looks like that might be just how they feel inside, kind of thing.
I get what you're saying, because like if they actually had them, like if they animated that clip of her being super intense, whatever, everybody would have saw that. Like,
they would have been like, "What the fuck was up with Emma?" Like that was insane.
As opposed to it being like just a visual representation of how she feels internally.
Yeah, because there are a lot of those things where it shows like I don't remember how exactly it goes in the show, but it shows reaction shots of like pure terror and being shocked. But then it cuts to like the kids just being really pleasant and being like, "Oh yeah, no, it's so much fun out today, Mom." Like, you know, stuff like that.
Pretending, yeah.
It's really cool being able to see this intensity in an episode.
Yeah, and yeah, so that was fun. I'm curious to see where that show goes. It's a good time. And then for Shield Hero, he I saw the episode where he does
doing
like
a little quest to get the clothes,
the clothes, which is fun. It really reminded me of Pathfinder or D&D. I was just like,
yeah, man.
He's like, he's got to go here to do this, and then he happens to learn this, and he has to get the gemstone to make the threads to make the clothes, and now he can sell the threads for the I was like, it's like what a treat, just a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, I love D&D type stuff.
I like when he what I really like too is like he's riding his dumb chicken fucking carriage, whatever, and the dude's like, "Hey, give me a ride," and he's just like, "Nah." He's like, "Come on, man, I need to get this medicine to the town over. The person's gonna die." He goes, "All right, I'll give you a ride on my chicken. I'll get there super fast, but you owe me money." He's like, "Okay," and he's like, "Well, he's done." When he does it all and he heals the chick, he's like, "Oh, super cool. Can start like charging people to get like speedy rides and stuff." Like,
so he's making a business.
Yeah. And he's met the dude that's like a what's it called? He's like a tradesman or whatever, and he goes like, I love. He was like, "You embody the spirit of a true like trader, like merchant or whatever." And the guy's just like, "Fucking shut up, get the fuck out of my face." Like,
but it's great, man. I love it.
Can you explain something to me? Maybe I think I missed this. He modifies the plant thing or whatever. So instead of like the fruit that it makes, is no longer like evil. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, "Cool, I'll give you these seeds or whatever," and like to the villagers, and there will no longer be any famine because the fruits that it makes are super fast or whatever. And they go, "Cool, we don't have any money," and he's just like, "Well, pay me with something else." Like, "We got nothing to pay you with." He goes, "Okay, well then, fuck you guys." Does he give them? Does he not give them the fruits? Does he just sell it to the other guy instead?
No, he gives them the fruits.
He does. Okay, yeah. I can remember that. Anyways,
and I think that he got something in return for it too. Like he's like mayor of the town or some shit.
I don't know what he got. And then the episode after that, it's essentially like a Hot Springs episode kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it's fun. It's again just like a side quest. There's a lot of seeing is it Philo and the fucking raccoon chick. It's a lot of them, and obviously like the raccoon chick is jealous of the other chick because like she's the new cute girl or whatever.
Yeah,
which is fine. I feel like there was bound to be some sort of anime tropes like that coming into a show like this. So.
Yeah,
but still, I still like the show.
That's good.
Oh,
dope.
You know what's interesting though? I went to go play, Shield Hero, and I hit play on the newest episode or whatever, and it started in English. And
they dropped all the English dubs. Yeah,
and I was like, huh? And I was sitting there, and then like it took me 2 seconds, and I go, "Yo, what the fuck's?" And I look over like, "Yo, here, like, have we been watching this show in English?" She goes like, and like she didn't dawn on her. She's like, "Oh shit, you're right." And so I was like, "That's right. I guess they did." I remember them saying they released the dubs, and I was like, She said, "Let's listen to it for a bit." We listened to like the first minute and a half. And we're like, "Yeah, we don't like it. Let's go back to the sub."
Well, that actually brings up an interesting conversation that people have been having this week on Reddit. The difference between Japanese dubs or Japanese voice actors and their importance versus the English recording sessions. The main difference is that Japanese do it in group sessions. Well, in English sessions,
they just read their lines.
And that's how it is for most things, particularly video games. Like, I think it was Final Fantasy 15. They had an NDA. Everything was like really, really difficult to keep under wraps. The person reading the lines, I don't remember what character, didn't even know what character they were. Didn't know what game it was.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
I know.
Like, here, read this. Like, who am I? Just shut the fuck up and read it. And you're like, I'm Goofy.
Read the lines, deliver it the
3.
ways that it should. Yeah, and that's essentially what it comes down to, is that these things are so bad because they limit who is there for the recording sessions, and they sometimes don't even let you know who you're playing.
Yeah, and they can't play off each other. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of voice acting is that, like, I can't, obviously they can't do the physical acting, but they can like hear the person there and like actually have the rounds of, dialogue coming back and forth. And if you lose that, it's just like, you're just reading lines into the fucking microphone, right? So.
Yeah. And like that first person's lines may not have been delivered in the way that it should have been delivered. Or the second person has to go along with those lines that they already have that are being played during the episode that they're recording. Whatever it is. that's the biggest difference that impacts the English voice actor elements of anime versus Japanese. So that's usually why people don't like it as much. That's why I tend to have a problem with it. It's just because their voices don't feel like they're really in it.
Or as connected, I understand. Yeah. I mean, I still like dubs. I think they have
no, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's great.
Yeah, they have a good, like, there's a good purpose for them. There's a good reason for them to exist. But after getting used to the show and it being in Japanese and then it being like, here's in English, I'm like, cool, I'm just going to stick to what I've been doing because I really like it, you know, so.
And then there's also the whole matter of, what if the voice acting is actually bad in Japanese, but we just don't pick up on it because we don't speak Japanese?
Oh, yeah, dude, that's such a weird thing. I've never even thought of that.
I've thought about that a lot. In general, we won't notice if it's bad voice acting as easily, but there are times where it's just like, I don't really
agree with that. Yeah.
That person did a little bit weird. I don't know. But overall, it's more difficult for us to catch those kinds of moments.
No, that makes sense.
But that being said, that makes it seem better for us. So that's, I don't know.
It's wild, man. Honestly, I think that's all I did for anime wise. It was kind of like a short, quick week for anime.
Started rewatching Flip Flappers.
Nice.
I've been inspired again. My homeboy Sam, my best boy, you know, shout outs to the 578, you know.
Sam one best boy, huh?
Sam one best boy.
Wow. Okay, good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, you know.
I know.
Anyways, he's been slogging through like a million anime that I told him to watch. He's been watching some good shit. He's watching Kino's Journey and whatnot. He was like, "Oh, dude, fuck, man, that episode got me. Like, didn't see it really coming, but the next episode," and I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" So just a bunch of things like that. And I'm like, Flip Flappers is on his list, and I've been thinking about how he's been going through all these different things, and then how insanely different Flip Flappers is from pretty much anything that I told him to watch. Other than the more intense episodes are pretty intense. Like the Alzheimer's episode, definitely the best portrayal of Alzheimer's that I've seen in any form of media, personally.
What was I going to say? That's interesting talking about buddies who are watching anime or getting into anime.
Yeah.
My boy Hotshot, we were talking in a group at school or whatever, and we were making jokes about anime, and he's just like, ha ha ha. And he made a joke, and then he goes, I'm just kidding, guys. I don't know anything about anime. And I forgot that he actually doesn't watch any, which is super interesting. Just because he's in the major specifically. I guess he's just not a fan of it.
Well, you don't play games.
It's true. But he's an animator on the animation side. And I was like, you think you'd watch some anime, you know? And he goes, well, then he's like, well, I know of anime. Like, I've seen Pokemon. I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I've seen, like, I'm like, no, that for sure is viable. Like, those are animes or whatever. But, like, he hasn't seen, like,
you haven't seen anime.
Like real animes, you know?
You've seen children's shows.
That have been adapted to and then played on Cartoon Network or, you know, 4Kids TV or whatever. So then I go like, hey, man, I'm sitting there and I started talking to him about it because I wanted like, hey, man, I don't think you need to watch them all. I think you should watch a few of them, you know, because if you don't like them, you shouldn't keep watching them, obviously. And he goes, yeah, no, I totally agree. He goes, what's, and he starts talking about his show. He goes like, yeah, so my roommate's really into, because apparently his roommate watches it. He goes like, this fucking, and he starts like saying stuff, and I'm like, and I'm trying to, he's not saying enough to describe it. And then he says the word glob. I go like, oh, your roommate's watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. He goes like, yeah, that's the one. I go, that's a horrible show to start with. Don't watch that.
Do not watch that.
And then he goes, really? He's like, yeah, like, just don't fucking watch it. Like, it's just, if that's your first like time ever watching a anime, it's gonna ruin your fucking day. Like, it's just, you're not ready for it. I'm like, honestly, go watch Erased. You'll fucking love it. And he goes
easy,
like,
yeah.
He goes like, really? I'm like, look, man, it's a show that doesn't even have to be an anime. There's almost no anime tropes in it. It's just a really good show. Like, I'm like, there is a fucking live action adaptation to it, and it is solid because it is just such a good, you know, show. But you should just go watch the anime. And he's just like, okay, I'll write that down. I'll watch Erased. I'm like, don't watch Slime. Okay, so I don't know if he's gonna watch it. So you know, he might just blow it off. But if he should for sure do it.
So somebody told an amazing story.
Yeah.
On the internet. He wanted to watch an anime with his parents because they've been like, oh, well, what's this shit that you always watch? And he's like, you know what? We'll sit down and we'll watch something that I haven't seen before. Mistake number one.
Ooh.
Hasn't seen it before.
Oh,
that's a huge fucking mistake because anime, you never know what you're going to get, right?
Is it prison school? Because that's a really rough one.
His parents really like the Food Network. They like cooking shows and whatnot.
No, a trip, please tell me.
He didn't read any of the tags. He's only heard about a cooking show, and he didn't know anything else.
Did he watch Food Wars?
He watched Food Wars with his parents for the first time.
And his parents loved it. That's the worst part of it. They're like all about it.
And he's like, he apparently didn't go like, oh, fuck, this is not what it is, and like turn it off immediately. Like, no, this show's not good. Yeah, they finished the episode. They finished the first episode where everyone's orgasming about the food.
Dude, that's a bad play.
Holy fuck.
Honestly, that's his fault. Like, he should have
totally his fault.
He should have looked into it. And now your parents think you're fucking weird. Good job. You should have showed them fucking that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
That would have been way more acceptable. And today I was not really into it. So I'm reading at the end of work. Nothing was going on. We were both just sitting around, just my boss and I, Kate. And I'm preparing for this episode. I'm brushing up on some Alita stuff. I'm flipping through the manga, and she's like, "Oh, is this that animation that you guys always talk about?" I'm like, she comes over and is like trying to pick up my phone, and I'm like, kind of. I don't really know how to tell you this, but this is not what I normally look at or whatever. But how do you say shit without being like, I'm reading some shit that's not quite okay right now? Like,
I guess you go, this is for research purposes.
So essentially I told her,
this is actually not what I read regularly or watch regularly.
Just like, you know what? This is not quite my style. This is an older thing. And it seems like this is just, this and that and that. And that's why I'm not really into it, but I'm still doing it because it's the podcast. And what are you going to fucking do? It was pretty violent. Like, it's way more violent. There's a dude, the like main bad dude that's like a driving force in the whole movie or whatever, slurping brains out and whatnot. Oh, nice. Instead of just like killing
robos.
Yeah, instead of just killing, he's slurping out brains of people just because he thinks it's fun. And he's like, yummy brains. So that's like a lot of it. Yeah, she's like, ooh, what's this that you're looking at with like weird 90s ass and manga and brain slurping?
And he's like, hey, put that down.
I'm like, no, don't look it. No. Yeah. So anyways, Erased is probably a good option for your friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Erased is a good option. I mean, there's so many shows.
There's a lot of good ones. I just think knowing him, like, hey man, you like good stories.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, the biggest thing he's got to get over is the fact that there's time travel for some reason.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, watch something like Garden of Words.
Oh, yeah.
It's only an hour.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. It's just a little small character piece. Mm-hmm. Good shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Overall.
All right, man, let's get into the news, yeah?
Fine. All right, so news. Everyone knows it. It's great. First off, if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord is going to receive a TV anime.
Okay, we're probably going to watch it. It's probably going to be shit.
Definitely going to watch it.
It's probably going to be
People
bad.
are stoked about it, which I think is not always a good thing.
Yeah.
In fact, mostly it's probably a bad thing.
It's probably going to be bad.
So I'm scared.
If it's anything like I don't know, anything with the word demon lord in it just has like a bad connotation in my mind.
All right, so here's the deal. Dude, adventure guy, finds a little girl that's been like abused and abandoned or whatever. She's a demon or some shit. She's still a little girl. He winds up being a papa.
Nah, I don't know.
That's the story. It's probably going to get like a little bit too, I don't know about that.
Little Usagi drop over here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that. But like the manga, not like the anime. So we'll find out what they're going to do. But yeah, I'm not vibing. Here's something I am vibing on. Dororo is listed with 24 episodes across 2 Blu-ray boxes. Fucking hyped as shit, dude. That show is so good.
2 core, man. 2
core. I'm way into it. Something else that people are way into. Fruits Basket 2019 released a new promotional video trailer. I don't know if you watched it. I watched it.
Was tagged in it. Didn't watch it. Don't give a fuck.
What the fuck?
I know nothing about Fruit Baskets. I don't feel like I should even bother trying to get on.
I watched it beforehand. The trailer before Sierra tagged me in it.
Okay.
Because I'm a goddamn beautiful being.
Good for you.
Who looks at fruit.
It's fine. Enjoy your fucking fruit.
So anyways, it's just about a bunch of fruits that are friends and they cry together.
Okay, I'm not watching that.
Yeah. No, it's from the trailer, since it's about a minute long or something, I pretty much forgot what Fruits Basket was. And I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, all right, I remember girl this, going to school. She's going to a house for some reason or another. There's some dudes, love triangle. Oh yeah, this is just like a romance that's like, yeah, It's a lot of people's first romance when they're kids and they're like, ooh, fun, cool. Don't think it's going to be for me. Gonna check it out. It's still going to peep that shit because it looks pretty dang good.
Okay.
Because, episode 1.
I mean, I got it. Yeah. I have to watch it too.
You understand.
I get it.
Yeah, you're going to watch it.
I watch it.
We're both watching it.
I'm not going to enjoy it. I'll watch it though.
You could watch it and enjoy it.
No, I refuse.
You can.
Okay. It is an option, I guess.
Chihayafuru Season 3's air date has changed to October 2019 instead of spring. Huge bummer for the people that are a fan of that show. I thought it was pretty cool. Didn't keep up with it, but it's pretty cool.
I don't remember it.
It's the chick that plays the card game that's like poems.
Oh,
that you have to finish really quick.
Well, I mean, I guess the only souls you can take in is at least you're still getting it. It's not like it got canceled or anything.
Oh, yeah, no. And if anything, that just means it's going to be better.
Yeah, because that means they have to work on it some more. So,
yeah.
Good for them.
They realized that the quality that they were about to put out was not up to their standards.
Just be patient. You'll get your show in October. Calm down.
Speaking of things that you're going to get, you're not going to get anything because Steam is removing the video section from the Steam store menu. So any non-gaming videos are no longer going to be available. And here's a fun fact. The Steam store, as far as videos go, you could purchase it, but then you only have access to streaming it.
So you can't actually download it.
You can't download it.
So what happens with all the stuff you already bought on Steam?
I don't fucking know. You probably still have access to viewing it or something.
There's not going to be any more.
Yeah, it's just not worth it to keep that up, I guess, for them. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah. Maybe they're going to allow you to download it at that point. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's a really weird thing that's going on right now, so people are pretty upset. That being said, it clearly wasn't doing well. I don't think anyone bought anything on Steam. There were a couple of situations where you could buy something on Steam and it was too difficult to find somewhere else and you would get higher quality and you're getting it legally and it's not released and blah, 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 blah. But that was a very niche thing that was going on.
Oh, well.
So anyways, sorry for all of you that bought whatever the fuck you bought on Steam. Sorry for those of you that are watching Angel Beats on Steam. Carole and Tuesday has been announced by Studio Bones and it's going to be released on Netflix this year. This is a show that I'm fucking excited about. They dropped just a promotional video out from nowhere. They were like, what up? Check out this PV. And I was like, okay, because I gotta. It's by the same guy that did Kids on the Slope, and it's very Kids on the Slopey. Mm-hmm. It's about a couple of girls that they're from pretty different worlds, and they meet up and play music together, and they realize that, they're good at playing music together, and that they're going to start this new sensation of playing music because they're on Mars, and artificial intelligence makes any form of entertainment nowadays. So for humans to do it, that's fucking whack. So they're making waves up in space.
Yeah, that's it looks really good.
Visually, the animation's really good.
Visually, it looks good.
The music
audibly
killer.
Sounds really good too. Yeah, like my ears were just like, ooh, what a treat.
They sure did say some words in Japanese that I didn't understand.
Yep, I'm super stoked that this guy's making something else. Because I'm a huge fan of Kids on the Slope.
Yeah, so and they've done other things too that are a bit different, but this is a lot more on the same page of Kids on the Slope. Mm-hmm. But they've got that whole space element to it of it's a little bit in the future, just far enough away for it to be similar to our society, but very different.
Yeah. No, it looks like it's going to be a good time, and I can't wait to watch it. And it's going to be on Netflix, so it means everybody can watch it.
Fuck yeah. Hey, man. Mm-hmm. I'm done with the news.
Cool. Let's talk about this week's topic,
which is
Alita Battle Angel.
Alita Battle Angel,
which dropped last Thursday. Right?
Sure, Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
We watched it in regular 2D.
Yeah, the whole thing with 3D movies is I don't know, man. Mostly it's just my glasses.
Yeah, I don't like
honestly,
my glasses
that's all it is. I have to wear glasses over glasses. Are you fucking kidding me? That's cool, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, sunnies on my sunnies. But I'll tell you something. Apparently, people have been saying that 3D is actually a good way to watch this movie.
I totally believe that.
It looks pretty cool.
But there are a couple of things where I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be one of those dumb 3D moments.
Yeah, just to start off, I want to make it very clear that you and I were aware that this movie was coming out for a while now.
Mm-hmm. It was been a year.
It was one of those things that we saw a trailer way back and we're just like, okay, cool. I wonder what that is. And then we found out it was based off of a manga or an anime or whatever. Mm-hmm. And cool, we have to watch this.
Yeah.
And the more I saw trailers for it, the more I was just like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, me too. Trailers fucking suck.
Nothing about the trailers made me think, yeah, this would be a good fucking time.
I mean, you and I were both fans of Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah.
We went to go see that movie because we read the book and whatnot. And essentially, this looked like it was going to be another Ready Player One, where it's just like, okay, people like the source material. They work really hard, make this beautiful CG world.
The thing is, and the biggest flack that they caught from this was they made her eyes very big.
Yeah.
Because in the manga, just because of the way it was drawn or the style of anime back then or whatever, it was big eyes, small face kind of thing, you know? That was just the style. So they're like, we'll stay true to the source material and make sure this bitch has giant eyes. And they were fucking scary the first few times I saw them.
In the trailers,
yeah.
But in the movie, felt supernatural.
No, in the movie,
it was weird.
Here's the thing. What I was trying to get at is that everything that led up to me watching this made me think, I'm going to hate this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then after watching it, I was like, you know what?
That was a good time.
I had a really fun time with that. Like, I was wrong exactly. I you know, at face value, I was like, this is going to be shit. And afterwards, I was like, you know what? That was way better than I ever thought it could be. And the whole thing with the scary eyes thing, it for sure, it took a little bit to get it like used to. And then I was like, cool. And then I didn't care anymore, you know, because everything in this world where Alita lives or whatever is way sci-fi, way like stylized, way fucking out there. I'm like, cool. I'm not tripping over the fact that this bitch has these dumb looking eyes anymore.
Hey, did you ever watch any animations from Children Are Scary?
Children Are... I don't think so.
Okay, well, they have like a freaky eye thing going on too, and it always reminded me of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's these like storybook narrations where they're telling a story about some kid and some weird shit that's going on with the kid. And it's always really eerie and really well done. But yeah, their eyes are always like these giant black orbs.
Yeah.
So when you say that her eyes are scary and they're like big and scary, that's all that I could picture. It's just like that specific thing.
It's just like there's this thing called, you know, everybody knows it, obviously, the uncanny valley, right? Like, you know, it's this thing where we see things that are obviously not human trying to be human, you know, and it's really it's very like it's a very like touchy thing. Like you can get so close to something and almost make it human, and it scares people, you know. But you go too far, and you're like, okay, cool, it's not human, so I'm not scared anymore, you know.
Yeah.
And this kind of had those uncanny valley vibes, but I feel like they were all gone. But you know, throughout the movie, I was like, oh, cool. There are times that I did see like scenes, and this is specifically, I guess, just the CG. I was just like, the lighting was a little off here, and I felt like I could feel like they were on a green screen, you know.
Yeah.
That being said, really cool CG, right? Like there's some really wild stuff.
Really well done.
Yeah.
I think one of the best parts about it too is that the sound design going along with the animation, it felt so natural. Other than like two punches, which I thought were just like really basic. You could just look up punch sound effect, and then that's the first thing you'll hear, just like, psh, you know, they hit one of those and it just felt really wrong. And then there was also a kick that felt wrong, but everything else had so much weight to it. All of the like actual sound design of footsteps and whatnot, you could feel the weight of the robots. And when it came down to the fighting, each of the punches, each of the kicks really had some impact and weight to it, which is something that I think is really hard for CG things to do well. And not only that, they had just the voices of all the characters felt like they fit in too, which that's an easier thing to do, I guess. But when it comes down to these are people, they have people faces, I feel like it's kind of hard to get that correct.
Yeah, I was looking at something. Speaking of the sound, the guy that did it was some guy named Junkie XL. Have you heard of this guy?
Nah.
I don't know what he does. I mean, I'm assuming he does sound with a name like that,
really
right?
Good sound, yeah.
But I really, it did take me back to like, gave me the really good like fucking like hype vibes and stuff. Like I was really fucking in it, you know, because of the way things sounded.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want to look more into what else he does because I feel like that's something that you know, you usually don't hear like, oh, fucking the sound design in that fucking movie was really good or whatever. And I do agree. There was those two punches where you're just like,
oh my God,
they must
couldn't handle it.
They must have just forgotten to put them in. They're just like, oh fuck, this is about to go to fucking print. They're just like, yeah. They're like, I got it, man. I went to Google Play or whatever, and I found like the first free, you know, royalty free sound effect that you get, and they put it in there.
Yeah, I felt like those were like inside jokes for just people in film.
Yeah. I know that sound.
Yeah, it's like the Wilhelm screen of punches.
Yeah, the Wilhelm screen. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
These are words I understand. Yes. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so I mean, I guess you could get into the plot.
Okay, cool. Do you have any info like who directed this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can you let me know?
James E. Cameron.
I thought he produced it.
Whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
Honestly, I didn't like it enough to care.
Okay. Okay, so here's the story, I guess, of Alita Battle Angel. So our fucking, what's his name? Christoph Waltz.
Wrong.
That's how it starts.
Wrong.
Isn't that how it starts?
Wrong.
Okay, well, how's it start?
Okay, so Christoph Waltz.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Anyways, Christoph Waltz is like rummaging around the fucking dumpster, and he's like looking at robot bits or whatever, and we see this big old like planet, no fucking city in the sky or something hovering in the sky, and he finds like an eyeball, and he pulls the eyeball out, and we can obviously quickly tell like, oh, he's some sort of like scavenger or some shit like that. And then he finds this really creepy looking like torso and head of Alita, who's going to be our main character, and he like scans it and he goes like, oh shit, it's alive. I'm like, okay, cool. Takes it back to his shop, and he puts it into like a really nice body that he has, and brings her back to life essentially with the help of his fucking right hand surgeon, who is a chick that has 2 lines in the entire movie or whatever.
Yeah, and guess what? In the manga, it's a guy who's got like a metal head, and he has a lot of lines.
Is he black?
They talk about he's just like a weird looking guy.
Oh well, they really missed the mark on that one. Anyways, Alita wakes up and she's in this new body, and she's kind of like surprised to be awake, you know?
Yeah.
And she stands up and walks, and she kind of has like the Bambi legs kind of thing going on.
Big amnesia too.
And she looks herself in the mirror and everything, comes downstairs, and she's just like, hey, what's up? What it do? How you doing? And they're like, oh, cool, you're awake. Let's get some food in you. And this dumb bitch bites an orange, and we can clearly see that like she for sure has some sort of grasp of what the world is, right? Because she like knows that she's hungry and she knows how to do stuff, but she doesn't know what an orange is called. Christoph Waltz explains to her like, yeah, I found you in the dump. I put you in this body. Just be careful. And your name, I don't know if he gives her a name then, but maybe he does. Like, your name's Alita, and I love you. You're my daughter, essentially, kind of just thing.
Yeah,
the way you do when you find trash in the garbage, you bring it home,
daughter,
and you call it your daughter.
Well, that's what happened with my stupid cat.
Yeah. So Christoph Waltz is for like a quick lowdown of what the world is. They go outside, and it turns out that they live in this like kind of shitty town beneath this big floating city.
Yeah.
And apparently there was a bunch of other floating cities, but this is the last floating city.
Hell yeah.
And no one goes up there because it's fucking all the way up there, right? And
that's not why, but yeah.
Yeah, no one's ever been there or whatever, supposedly. And
that's also not true.
No one they literally say no one from the ground has ever been up there.
Yeah, they're not allowed to go up there. It's anyone that's on the ground isn't allowed to go up there.
So meaning no one's been up there from the ground?
Because people from up there go to the ground.
Oh, I guess that is true.
Yeah, so anybody that's on the ground isn't allowed to go up there except for the one person who wins like some fucking game.
Some stupid game, yeah. Anyways, he does this thing where like he wants to show her stuff, but he's really protective. So he's like taking her around. She meets she almost gets ran over by this giant like sentinel thing, this giant fucking walking tank, and she gets saved by Hugo, right? Hugo, who is introducing the love interest essentially. He's just like a suave looking Latino dude. He's got a big motorcycle with one big wheel, and he's got a leather jacket, and he goes, hey, I like your eyes, nice body or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Because he likes robot parts or whatever. And he happens to know, her dad, because he helps him get parts or whatever, because that's what he does. He's a scavenger also. And it's really quickly we can tell that obviously they're going to fucking fall in love because it's a fucking movie or whatever, Then we hear rumors of fucking somebody that's killing robots and stealing their parts.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
And Alita wakes up in the middle of the night and sees her dad coming home all bloodied, and her vast wisdom just assumes he must be a bad guy, even though I guess she's only known him for 24 hours, right? Mm-hmm. So the next day he goes out, she follows him, and we see him wield this really dumb hammer thing.
Yeah.
That has like a rocket thing on the end of it.
Looks way better in the manga.
Yeah, I bet. No, I did see a clip of it. It does look a lot better. I mean, also in the manga, he's massive. Like he's way bigger than he looks like in the actual show. Like he's a larger man in the manga.
A little bit.
He's for sure bigger. He's for sure bigger than what he is. Than Christoph Waltz, who's like 5'7" or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, any fucking normal person can see that Christoph Waltz is not going to murder this chick or murder this person in cold blood. He's not a bad guy. But Alita, being the dumb bitch she is, stops him from swinging the axe. And it turns out that he is a hunter warrior, right? That's what they're called. And they're essentially like people who... they're kind of like
they're bounty hunters.
Yeah, they're bounty hunters because there's no police force down in the fucking shitty lands or whatever. Yeah. People, if they do bad things, get a bounty put on their head, and these hunter warriors go out and hunt them down and get the bounty. And so he was just gonna kill some chick who had a bounty on her head, and so then two other people who also show up. One fucking guy with like fucking blades on his hands, and then I don't know and then this fucking big guy in a giant cloak. I forget his name. He had a really dumb name,
like Gorf.
And then Alita goes super fucking aggro and beats the shit out of two of them. Like, kills the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Really brutal. Really good action for a PG-13 movie. This really shocked me because I was like, when I was seeing the action flicks, like, she punches the shit out of one of them, like, to death, right? And the other one, she kicks her head into the wall and, like, knocks it off, essentially decapitating her, right? Yeah. And I go, wow, that's brutal.
That was like page 8 of the manga, by the way. This is like 20 or 30 minutes into the movie, and we're at, like, page 8 of the manga.
And I was like, I think it was really well done. I thought it was super enjoyable. I was super surprised they were able to get away with it because, I guess maybe because they're robots and maybe because there's no real blood and like they bleed blue or whatever. It's like, maybe that's how they got away with it. She also fights the big dumb guy and like takes off one of her arms, and he's just like, I'm coming back for you. And he says his name twice and he leaves and falls down a hole. And then Alita tells her dad, oh, I want to be a hunter warrior with you. And he's like, no, you can't do it. I'm not having it. Anyways, she meets Hugo. They fall in love. They play the roller ball game, right?
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist in the manga, but
she does.
Might be in the anime. I don't know shit about what's in the anime.
From what I heard, I think it doesn't exist in either of them. I think it's just something they made to show off their cool their special effects or whatever.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, but it's essentially like an amalgamation of like basketball and like roller derby.
Yeah.
And so she does like a scrimmage, and she really likes it, and she wants to like play it or whatever, and then more bullshit happens, and we get introduced to
more bullshit.
Essentially it's just like filler stuff. Essentially, we meet Christoph Waltz's wife, who sees Alita and sees the body she's in, and she's like, oh. So apparently Alita is a replacement for Christoph Waltz's real daughter, who was sick, and he created a body for her, and then she was murdered by some fucking cyborg dude, and so that's the body she's in or whatever. And she's working with some bad guy who, I forget his name in the movie, but he's the actor for Moonlight, who I really like. And he's in charge of the top rollerball team or whatever, motorball team. And we find out that Hugo is actually not like a scavenger. What he does is actually fucking attack people and steal their parts, Like he assaults people with cyborg parts, and
I think it's also just like a thing that they threw into this movie.
Yeah.
This whole group of characters and whatnot.
Because Hugo's like overall goal is he wants to go up to the city in the sky, and he was promised if he can get, I don't know how much it was like 100,000 or 100 million credits or whatever, he would promise to take him up there. And it's all a lie. It's he's obviously deceiving him. He just wants him to get him the parts or whatever. More bullshit happens. What else? I think Alita finds out, like, she starts having memories from her, like, her past life or whatever. And she starts having, like, pieces of, like, seeing herself in space fighting, like, a huge space battle. And she gets taken to, like, outside the city, and, like, there's, like, a lake or whatever. And inside of it, there's this ship. And apparently the ship was manned by people from Mars. I forget what they're called.
Yeah. I don't know.
That Urn or something like that.
Yeah.
Erm. So apparently, hundreds of years ago, Earth had a battle with people on Mars, and this is what led to where people are now.
Yeah. I think it said 200.
Yeah.
300.
230 years ago. And so it turns out that Alita finds out inside this ship is one of these bodies, like which is like a battle suit or whatever. And it turns out that she's one of these. She's a berserker, an berserker, which is like the top warrior for that race, and she's like the last of her kind.
Yeah,
and that's why she's super OP. And if she was a part of this body, like if fucking her dad would hook her up with this body, she would be unstoppable. You know, because the technology is like super advanced, and then her dad's like, "But I'm not going to put you in it because fuck you or whatever, because I don't want that for you." And she's like, "But I should be in this body. I could do more work in this body. I could be a better fucking hunter warrior or whatever." And he's like, "No." And so she's like, "Fuck you. I'll be a hunter warrior anyways." And she does. And then she goes to a bar.
And in the manga, she becomes a hunter warrior like
pretty quickly.
Right after she sees that he fights, she's like, "Yep, I'm going to go do that. That's what I'm going to do because I'm good at fighting." And he's like, "Yeah, that's a good call." Instead of the whole like, "Ooh, no, you don't want to do that." But he does say something in the manga, just like, "You're really beautiful and you should always be beautiful." And like, it got a little bit creepy. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. And it was like, "But you're fucking good at fighting. And you know what? Follow your own heart. You're your own person. Don't let me tell you who to be." And I was like, whoa, that was a quick 2 panels.
I feel like maybe it's just a case of like different pacing back then. There's like,
totally different.
Let's get into the fucking action. So she rebels and leaves and runs away and decides to become a hunter warrior. Then she goes to the bar with other hunter warriors.
Yeah.
And this is a really cool scene because like we see other hunter warriors and like they have really cool designs and shit. And she says, "Hey, let's all band together and let's fucking find this guy who's killing people." And this is the guy she took off his arm earlier.
Yeah, and they flip-flop some of this shit in the manga. Essentially, she becomes a hunter warrior, and then she encounters this guy and has a fight with him. And then, because she already had the fight with him like earlier, but it was all mashed up. So she had a fight with him. And then after they realize, oh shit, this guy's like a real big bad, then they go to the bar. And
they try to get some help.
They try to
recruit them. And like she has a good speech. Essentially, she says something like, "Look, we all know this guy's out there and he has no bounty on his head. He's obviously like being helped by somebody. We should just take him out." And all the bounty hunters there is like, "Well, there's no bounty in his head, so there's no fucking point." And so she goes, "Cool, I'm going to fight all you fucking guys here. And if I win, I'll, you guys have to help me out. But if you win something like, I'll give you my heart or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't remember what they got. They won
stupid shit. Yeah.
And then the dope ass bar fight like happens and fucking she's just beating the shit out of everybody. And then I think her dad shows up to stop the fight, and he does one of the best lines. He goes like, "Hey, stop fighting. If you guys don't stop fighting, no more free repairs." And like all the bounty people just stop because there's like, we can't afford these repairs. We get hurt a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
And so then the bad guy shows up, the way he does. He kills a dog because he's evil.
And at this point, he had already been going around cutting off dogs' heads, collecting them just for fun in the manga. And he's also, and he also just takes people and bites their head off, the top of their head off and slurps out their brains.
Yeah, that's way cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely a rated R movie right there. So they had to change that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I missed a bit, but like so he's gone back to our main baddies and they've gotten like word from somebody up in the sky called Nova who says, "Yo, fix this guy, kill Alita, do it," He's obviously the puppet master, and these other people who are also bad guys are just like beneath them,
Yeah.
So they re-upgrade this guy, so he has new weapons and he's bigger and better. Alita fights him. Alita gets her shit fucking rocked, just because he's got upgrades, and she's again not in the proper body. She gets saved after doing a really cool one-handed flip and punching him in the face, and like losing her arm into his eye socket. Then her dad shows up, Hugo shows up, and then the dude that has like a robotic jaw and like a bunch of dogs with him. He's like the way he hunts people is with his dogs.
Yeah,
and he like helps him out, and he's just
not in the manga, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he in the manga though?
No.
Oh, anyways, but in this, he's like I thought he meant like not like he doesn't do that in the manga.
No, he's just not there.
Not in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, cool character design, and like he helps him out. He's like, yeah, that guy was obviously not a dog person. Don't like that. And I was like, nice. This is
hell yeah, because he killed a dog. That's a dick move.
So now Alita's dad is essentially reluctantly has to like put her in this new body because she has no more body, right? And she like does nanotechnology and it makes it more girly, gives her boobs and bops. And she's like, "Thanks, pops. Now I feel right." Then there's like a section where it's her and Hugo like being all lovey-dovey. It felt really like what's that word, like a fucking teen movie, Hunger Games-y, Twilight-y, just kind of those teen movies that we've seen. Then she gets invited to play motorball.
Hey man, before we get into more of the movie stuff, I feel like I need to make it clear that we are over an hour into the movie probably at this point. In the manga, like 10 pages in, she's already a hunter warrior. She goes off. One of her first things she does, she's trying to take out this big boy. He already has some of the upgrades that he has later on. He fights her. It's like their first fight, and she realizes how much ass she could kick. She like tries to cut off his arm, and then she does, but she realizes that wasn't as good of a kick that she meant to do. So he blows up her body immediately.
Oh, nice.
In the first fight that she has, like 12 pages in.
Yeah.
She, as she's being thrown in the air, she like recorrects the way that she's going, and then she punches him in the eye. So she doesn't do that cool hand flippy thing. Punches him in the eye, and then she gets her shit still rocked. And meanwhile, Dr. Ito, Christoph Waltz, takes his giant hammer thing, slams into him, and the dude's head goes flying off. Well, he's got like a head spinal cord thing that we know at this point in the movie, that he's essentially just a head and spinal cord with like a body attached to it. And he like flips himself up into the air, shoots a giant spear out of his head, and it goes straight into the doctor's stomach.
Okay.
So Alita is just like a head, and then and like a tiny bit of torso, and the doctor's like big old stabbed. So he like pulls this giant needle out of him, this giant spear, picks her up, takes her back. They both get patched up, and he's like, clearly after seeing her combat there, you could tell that she's like actually one of these like battle-born people. So we're gonna throw her in this secret battle suit that I had this whole time. And then the assistant's like, wait, what the fuck? Why didn't you just give it to her in the first place? And he's like, well, because it only works with certain things, and like you could tell based off of her training, based off of her moves, that she's clearly this kind of person. So just put her in there, man. And then she's in it, and she starts wrecking shop with everything, and that's about where I stopped.
Yeah,
that was like chapter 4, where it took a little bit for her to like get in her new body and then just wrecked everything.
So it's essentially,
so now we're back in the movie.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half in it.
So, fucking Nova tells the guy who's the bad guy to kill Alita again, because like that's the fucking goal of the movie. So he tells Hugo to invite Alita to do like a prelims for motorball, which is kind of weird because her dad wasn't cool with her like having like this awesome body that was made for her to protect her.
Yeah,
but he's totally cool with having her play motorball because he's a huge fan of the sport apparently.
Well, at first he was like, you stay away from that motorball, Alita. Yeah. But now at this point he's like, well, I mean, what you got to do is what you got to do, and what you got to do is this, so you do this.
Got to pay the bills, right? So she gets she gets these skates, she plays motorball, and it's been set up that all the people, it's supposed to be just like a tryout to play in the league, but it's actually been set up that like all the people there are like hunter warriors and people who have bounties on them, and they're like, first person to give me Alita's head gets a bunch of credits. So then we have a dope-ass fight rollerball thing going on.
It was really fun. Yeah, it was super cool.
It was a good watch. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Hugo is being hunted down by fucking Zapan, who is this bounty hunter who Alita embarrassed earlier.
Yeah,
and he Zapan kills like an innocent dude that's getting his like stuff jacked. He fucking kills Hugo's friend, like cuts him in half, and he goes like, "Cool, I'm gonna tell people that you murdered them. Now run." And so for some reason, there's like no judicial system essentially. So it's like, yeah, Hugo killed him. Now he has a bounty on his head. And I think this is all happening at the same time. Hugo calls Alita for help. Alita comes to save him. And Zapan's just like, well, you got to kill him now because those are the rules of fucking Hunter Warrior. Again, I think it's pretty stupid because there should be more judicial stuff. But this is the world they live in. And then this part we got kind of weird. Fucking Alita's not real mom, but, fucking Christoph Waltz's wife shows up and she's just like, we can save Hugo somehow. And the way they do that is they cut off Hugo's head, connect the tubes to Hugo's like fucking connect Alita's tubes to Hugo's head to keep his brain alive.
Yeah, her heart tubes.
Yeah. And then they just go back to and then the Sentinels check Hugo's head and they go, that for sure is Hugo's head. Congratulations. You killed him. You go get your reward or whatever. And then Zapan looks at it and he goes like, sees the tubes like, oh, you fucking cheater. And then the Sentinels go, hey, you can't steal other people's bounties. And Alita's like, yeah, that's right, you can't steal people's shit. So then she proceeds to steal Zapan's sword and cut his face off.
You know,
and then
as you do.
And then keep the sword, which is also theft. And the sword happened to be made by the same Mars people, and it's made by the same metal that she has. It was just kind of...
Well, we found that out earlier, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. But I'm saying it was just a very gimmicky way to be like, yo, she needs to have this sword, and Zapan has it. Okay, now she has a sword.
Yeah.
Cool. Hugo is now put in a new robo body. Then I don't know what happens, where Alita is, that she doesn't see this happen, but Hugo starts climbing the giant tubes to get up to the fucking city in the sky. Alita goes after him, and then this really dope thing happens where Alita had a flashback earlier, I think, to remember that she was coming to Earth fighting to take down the city, and she was climbing the tubes like Hugo is.
Yeah.
And the way they stop people is they drop these like buzzsaw things that kind of run down the tubes, and it killed almost everybody in Alita's like squadron except for her and her boss.
I mean, they all sat there and they were shooting at it to try to take it down so that they could all jump over it, or it just gets destroyed or whatever.
Yeah. And she like barely misses it.
Yeah.
So she's going up and she's telling Hugo like, hey man, it's not safe to be up here. I fucking know for sure, like firsthand, we got to get out of here.
It's a fact.
And Hugo's just like, I don't fucking care. I don't belong up there. I don't belong down here. Ugh, I'm so sad. Yeah. And then the buzzsaw gets dropped and it fucking brutalizes Hugo. Alita like jumps over, saves herself, stabs the sword into the wall and like holds on to him, and it's very cheesy. Like his arm is falling apart and he's falling. He's just like, I love you. I've always loved you. I'm gonna die, and he dies or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I think Alita was having by the way, like before this, Alita was having her big talk.
Yeah, she was. That is right. Alita was talking to the big bad guy. She kills the guy that's been giving her trouble the entire movie, the guy that killed the dog earlier, and then she also kills the guy who's the actor for Moonlight. I don't know his name.
Not Idris Elba.
No, not Idris Elba. He's a black guy though. He's a good actor. He's got a really hard name to pronounce actually. She kills him, and then she tells Nova, has a conversation with Nova, being like, I'm coming for you, bitch. I'm gonna kill your shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking wait. Anyways, all this other stuff happening. Hugo dies. And then,
well, and you also figure out that the winner who is supposed to go up there, it's actually just their body parts that are transferred. So they technically go up there, but they're actually like
spare parts. Yeah. Yeah. So then Alita, then like we have like a time lapse thing, like the days and night cycles go really quickly.
Yeah.
And then we see her, which I really like this part because what I thought was going to happen was that there's to really quickly shoehorn her going up to the city and killing Nova, you know? But instead we see her, she's become a like legitimate like motorball like champ, like racer competitor, and she's like really close to being like the number one and winning the Grand Prix or whatever it is to go up to the fucking Cloud City and essentially meet with Nova. And everybody's like all behind her, they're all chanting her name, and like we see like Nova up in the sky, and he takes off his glasses and like he looks down, it's like it's revealed it's fucking what's his name, Edward Norton, which you guys had hard like, which you guys were like, you didn't recognize him. He didn't really look like him, but I know Edward Norton's dumb face.
No, that was Edward Norton.
Oh, for sure, Edward Norton. Yeah.
No, I wasn't questioning shit.
And then that's it. That's where the movie ends, and we see like Alita like charge up her sword, you know. And that's it.
It was pretty fun. I feel like the sequel could be better. Yeah. I don't know.
The thing I really liked about it was the action sequence were really, really fun.
Oh yeah,
it felt very anime, you know. Like there's a bit.
It did feel pretty damn anime.
There's this really dumb bit where she like it's like really near the end, like she sheds this single tear. And then she cuts the tear in half with her sword.
It's just like, before it hits
the ground, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it was Kyle said this. Someone was just like, why would you do that? And they just lean over and goes like, dude, it's fucking anime. And they go like, oh, you're right. It is anime. It's anime.
Fucking anime.
I mean, the movie for sure isn't like perfect. Like there's a lot of shitty dialogue in it. The story's not the strongest, you know.
It's fine.
It gets the job done. But what's really has it going for itself, honestly, is the world. Like
the world's super fucking cool, which they also didn't really elaborate on in the manga. From what I saw, they were just like, it's just fucking here, whatever.
Like really cool character design, just things happening everywhere. You know, like the designs of the world, the sets. You know,
the things that they use, the things in the background, the people that are just walking around.
Yeah, the story of like. 300 years ago, there's just like this giant fight with Mars and whatever, and people don't really talk about it because it happened 300 years ago.
Yeah,
you know? There's these weird like then they're leaving the city. The walls like are made of water that should shoot up. It's like
It was fucking cool and wasteful.
What strange sci-fi, like, world we live in. That they live in. I'm like, I really enjoy all of it. Like,
it was really cool.
So that was a lot of fun.
Apparently, there's also racism towards people that have like cyborg parts and whatnot.
What they call them is like, you like that hard body. Yeah. So, which was really funny too, because Hugo's right hand man is this kid, and I'm pretty sure he's like African American or something, and he's just like really racist towards Alita. He's like, why do you even like that hard body or whatever? Obviously, there's just like he feels some kind of way about her. Like he just doesn't like her. And the other Asian chick there, she's like, hey man. No, he goes, yeah, she's a hard body and she's fucking or whatever. Like, she was made by the villain, like the bad people on Mars, like the enemy. And the Asian chick goes, yeah, like fucking 300 years ago, dude, get over it, And it's just like, and I was like, oh, it's just like it's
just a racism. It's a
social commentary on racism. I understand. I get it. I see what you did there, James Cameron, you clever son of a bitch or whatever. But yeah, that was, it was a very interesting world that they lived in, and the action sequences were super cool. The CG was, for the most part, really nice. There's, like I said, there were parts where I was like, that was for sure green screen, or the lighting's off here, But
overall, I had a blast with it.
Oh, yeah. No.
Like I was saying at the very beginning of this episode, I don't really think it's something that you would recommend to people unless somebody's like really fucking into CG stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I think in the major, I told a few people, be like, hey, man, you like special effects. Like, like this. Like, this is like a for sure, like a movie watch. Like, don't watch it to go, like, be invested in these characters, because whatever, that's not what it's there for. But if you want to see some cool action and some really nice, like, CG modeling and texturing, like, that's fucking, I mean, obviously it's James Cameron, like, it's gonna look fucking gorgeous. So that's for sure, like, the shining star of this whole thing.
It was a good time. I overall really enjoyed myself, so I'm glad that we went to go see it. And I went into it with similar expectations of you, as just like,
it's gonna be shitty.
It's gonna be shit. Like, it's an anime adaptation thing, and like, I just don't see it working out. And it worked out in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no.
And I think a lot of the things that it did that were different than the manga at the very least. I'm sure that the anime was pretty different. I'm sure a lot of the things that they did improved upon it too. I felt like a lot of storytelling in the movie, it could have been omitted, but they had it there anyways. And it added a little bit, I guess. But overall, the pacing of both, the movie was very stretched out. The manga was way too fucking quick. But apparently there's a sequel manga, which, if you're trying to look up the manga, it's kind of hard to find it under Alita Battle Angel. It's called like Guna or something like that.
Gunma or something. Gunma.
Yeah, Gunma. Yeah. Anyways, that's what you can find it under. And the sequel to it immediately starts out with some like spoiler type stuff in a big way. So I would say be careful, because when you're looking up Alita Battle Angel, that one will come up first. But I was checking it out because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because
I was just like, I want to see what this is. And definitely starts out in a way where I'm like, oh, that's going to be a neat end to the second movie if that's where it decides to end.
I feel like after watching this, I would watch a sequel of this.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, and we were talking about that afterwards. Like,
because it'd be a fun time. I'd like to see where it continues. I liked the flashback stuff from seeing her being like this, berserk warrior or whatever. It's like, that's pretty cool. So I'd be glad to see all that kind of stuff.
We were also talking about afterwards, if the second movie is going to start with a flashback of her like this big old fight on Mars and the moon and whatnot, or if it's going to start with her playing motorball.
Yeah. And then flashback to her time on Mars.
I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a flashback in a sequence that's definitely going to start the movie.
And then she's going to cut a tear in half or whatever. So I would watch a sequel to this. But the thing is, and like even like, the world, again, the action was pretty fun. But I don't think this movie like warrants me to be like, oh, I have to read the manga. It seems it's kind of old. I might watch. I mean, I'm not going to actively go out and look for the anime.
Don't you fucking do it.
But if I ever like came across it, I'd be like, sure, watch. I wouldn't watch like the actual series. I'd watch like the OVA or like the movies of them, because like they combine them or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was totally just a good time.
Good time. Good time. Good time.
Yeah. That's it, man.
That's it.
That's
I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
Ever again?
It wasn't really worth me talking about that much, but it was a fun time.
But after talking about the whole thing, I do agree. God, the fucking pacing. It was just so much. There was like so much in this movie. I'm just like,
It didn't need to be there.
Didn't need to be there. I was literally being like, yeah, a bunch of bullshit happens and then this happens.
Yeah, you said that and I was like, yes, a bunch of bullshit does happen.
That's what it felt like, right? You know, like I bet you in the manga, you're just like, oh, cool, she's a warrior now. Oh, cool, she's got her body now.
She also goes like straight nutso butso on the Hunter Warrior Association, and she like blows up all the sentinels and like kills the face man that talks, which is just like a little robot.
She does that in the movie too, but she does it.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah, at the end of the movie. Oh yeah, at the end of the movie. Yeah,
she's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, nutso butso. Anyways. That's Alita Battle Angel. If you want to watch it, go for it. I don't think. I don't think we rank these in our.
I don't rank shit.
Live action garbage.
I've never ranked anything. No, I wouldn't rank it in this.
I know
just because I
was looking at my phone and I was looking for Ghost in the Shell. And we didn't rank that one. I guess it doesn't count.
Well, because it's an American switchy witchy. Like they don't care. They're just fucking around.
But I will tell you this. From what I've seen. There wasn't a lot of culture appropriation. There wasn't much of whitewashing. Like
hell no.
Like the characters who were black in the show for the most part were black in like the movie, and then Alita, the character looks really like Alita.
Did they ever say Dr. Ito's first name?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like
what was it in the
Daisuke?
Daisuke. I don't think I heard it. I don't think I did, but I know they called him Dr. Ito. But yeah, so at least that's a good thing. That's a good step for like so far. If I would have to say like. Out of the Hollywood adaptations of anime, this is probably one of the best ones.
True. Absolutely true.
Just because all the other ones are really trash.
I mean, it's like, it goes like this, and then Death Note, and then like...
Ghost in the Shell.
I guess Ghost in the Shell.
And, I mean, it's better than the fucking Dragon Ball Z evolution thing, you know, like...
No, actually, I'm going to put that one above there.
Oh, really?
And I'll put Avatar, sorry, not Avatar, The Last Airbender. I'll put that one at the top, actually.
You're right, that is a cult classic. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, speaking of that, I meant to bring this up way earlier in the episode. I was playing games the other night with one of Kyle's buddies, and he was like, his roommates were there, and they knew that we were playing games with them, and they're like, hey, we're looking for an anime. And we're like, okay, well, what the fuck kind of anime? Because
I
could refer any anime to you, but what do you want? They're like, something like Avatar The Last Airbender. Like, come on, go fuck yourself, guy.
You'd be like, cool, go watch The Legend of Korra, you piece of shit.
That's what I said. Yeah. Of course I said that. So, yeah, you're not going to get anything like that in the anime world. It's just too perfect.
Just go watch fucking Totally Spies. It's the same thing. It's the same show.
You can pretty much just watch, like, Genlocked, and you'll be good.
Go watch Code Lyoko. It's the same show.
Go watch My Little Pony. It's all good.
Go watch fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's the same show.
You're totally good. Cow and Chicken. Go for it.
That might be the winner. Anyways, that was Alita Battle Angel. I think, I don't know what we're doing next week. Do you have an idea yet?
Yeah, no, I was talking about this with my boss and asking her what we should do, and she didn't have any good suggestions.
You fucking liar.
No, but I was telling her because I don't know what we're doing next week. So tune in next week to find out what we're doing next week.
For sure. Anyways, if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TurbyTops.com.
Most def.
If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser. He's on SoundCloud and YouTube.
Most definitely.
Trip, where can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Insta Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Insta Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Insta Ramen Pod.
Podcast Interfit.
And you could go ahead and send us an email, instaramenpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us about your feelings. Tell us about who you are. Tell us about who we are. Tell us about anything you want to tell us about, baby.
Tell us what you thought of Alita Battle Angel if you watched it, or tell us if you'd watch a sequel or not.
Or if you've watched the manga or read the manga or watched the anime and compare it. Because we didn't get to do that quite so much.
And we're probably not going to do it just because...
Definitely not going to do it.
Yeah, we got better things to do.
I got lots of things.
But if you've done it, we'd love to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Anyways, this is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Thank you so much for listening.
And...
just add hot water.